How often during the day do you think about your legs? Usually when your feet are tired and your knees are sore. Then we think of sitting down, plopping an ice bag on our knees, or soaking our feet in warm Epsom salts and sitting in front of the TV. Aging can take a toll on the body, but stretching in the morning is a great way to reduce aches, loosen up muscles, and relax your joints and reverse aging. Here are 8 morning stretches that will keep you young, active, and healthy. And trust me, the last one will totally blow your mind. But before that, let me tell you how to prepare before and during stretching. Okay, so before you jump into stretching, you gotta get prepped. Walk around for a bit first, like 3 minutes to get the blood flowing. Breath deep when you stretch too, and hydrate well. Don't bounce and twist too much when holding the stretches or you'll risk getting hurt. Make sure to hold each stretch for at least 10 seconds up to 30 for some, and this gives the muscles time to lengthen properly. 1. Standing quadriceps stretches. The first stretch we'll talk about is the standing quad stretch, which is so key for flexibility and mobility. As the biggest limbs on our bodies, our legs need a bunch of different stretches to really get the most out of them, and this one focuses on the quadriceps muscles, the ones on the top front half of your thighs. Here's how to do it. First, walk around a bit to warm up before stretching. Then, grab a sturdy chair or the back of the couch for balance since you'll be standing on one leg. The heavier the support, the better. Hold onto the chair with your left hand. Bend your right knee and use your right hand to gently grab your ankle or top of your foot and pull your foot toward your butt. Try to keep your knee pointed at the floor. Hold for 10-30 seconds, put your foot down and switch to the other leg. If standing is tricky, you can try the seated ankle stretch instead, which also stretches your quads. 2. Seated knee to chest. This lower body stretch is super necessary for seniors because it impacts more than just your legs. It makes your hips and knees more mobile by stretching out the joints. It also helps your lower back get more flexible, which is nice. And a good thing about this stretch is you can do it sitting. Here's how to start. Like with the last exercise, walk around a little to warm up first. Then sit in a comfy chair and grab your right knee. Slowly pull it up towards your chest. When you feel the stretch, hold that for 10-30 seconds. Then gently put your leg back down and switch to the other leg. 3. Hamstring stretch. Alright folks, time to show those hamstrings a little bit of love. After working the quads and hips, we gotta balance it out down below. This stretch here targets the lower back and legs, super necessary to keep seniors nimble. It'll loosen up stiffness and keep you moving smooth. Let's get started. First, park it on a solid spot to sit. Extend one leg straight out and get settled. Then ever so slowly hinge forward at the hip, reach for the thigh, knee, or ankle while breathing deep and, careful not to overstretch the hammy, hold for 10-30 seconds, then slowly release back down. Repeat on the other side. 4. Soleus stretch. Here's a simple calf stretch that targets the calves and lower leg flexibility. Basically, you stand facing a wall with one foot forward and one foot back. Bend the front knee while keeping the back heel planted to stretch the calf of the back leg. To get into position, stand facing a wall and put your right foot forward and left foot back. Put both hands on the wall for balance. Lean forward and bend your front knee to stretch the left calf muscle, and the key is keeping that back left heel down to isolate the stretch. Hold for like 10 to 30 seconds. Then after you feel that good stretch, stand back up and switch feet to stretch the other side the same way. Going one foot forward and back instead of side to side lets you really focus on stretching out your calf muscles. It may sound simple, but for such little effort, it really opens up the lower legs. 5. Overhead side stretch. Here's the 5th exercise for our list working the upper body. Let's start easy with the overhead side stretch. You can also call this the standing side stretch. It's great for loosening up the abdomen, back, and shoulders, and here is how to do it. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Then raise your arms overhead and interlock your fingers if you want. Keep your torso elongated while you slowly lean over to the left side. Stay there 10-30 seconds. Then come back center and repeat the stretch over to the right side. Here's an extra tidbit. You can actually do this stretch sitting down, which is great for folks with limited mobility or other health issues. To do it sitting, sit tall on a chair with hips, knees, and toes facing forward. Raise the arms overhead, then lean gently side to side for 10-30 seconds to stretch. If that's too hard for any reason, you can put the hands on your hips or down at your sides instead. To help balance, one hand can hold onto the chair if needed. 6. Shoulder stretch. Here's a simple shoulder stretch to loosen things up. You can do this standing up straight or sitting in a chair, don't matter, and just make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so grab one of your arms with the opposite hand and gently pull it across your chest. You'll feel a stretch in that shoulder. but keep your elbow below your shoulder. Alright? Hold for like 10, 20, or 30 seconds if you can. Then switch arms and stretch the other side. This stretch is good for loosening up tight shoulders. It can help with muscle pain too or prevent wear and tear over time. Do it standing or sitting, up to you. The key is good form so you feel it where you want. 7. Tricep stretch. Here's another good stretch for the upper body. The tricep stretch. It targets your arms but also helps with shoulder mobility. You can do this stretch standing or sitting, and if sitting, be sure to use good posture and sit tall. Feet hip-width apart. Raise both arms overhead, then bend the right arm back so your hand is positioned behind your head. Take your left hand and place it on your right elbow. Gently pull the right elbow toward your back until you feel a stretch in that upper arm. Hold for 10-30 seconds. Release, bring your arms back to start, and repeat on the other side with your left arm. 8. Standing hip flexor. So here is one last good stretch for seniors that can help with tight or sore hips. As a popular hip bending stretch for older adults, the standing hip flexor stretch is a surefire way to ease hip discomfort. So here is how to try it. First, stand behind a sturdy chair facing away from it. Make sure you are far enough back so you can lift your leg. Then hold onto the back of the chair with both hands while you step your left leg back and keep your right knee a little bent as you stretch your torso up straight. You'll start to feel a stretch in the front of that left hip. Hold the stretch for 10-15 seconds, then switch legs and repeat. A few things to keep in mind while stretching. When putting together a stretching routine, you gotta remember some stuff. Don't stretch too far where it actually hurts. Just go to where you feel it pulling, you know? Also, if you've messed up a joint before or something, check with your doc or physical therapist about what stretches are good for you to do. And don't hold your breath while you're stretching. That's no good. Basically, stretch gently, talk to a professional if you're injured, and breathe normal. Do that, and your stretching should be okay. Yeah. What are the benefits of stretching? Stretching's got way more benefits than just being more bendy. It can make you more coordinated and balanced too. When you're not so flexible, it's easier to lose your balance and get hurt. But stretching regularly gives you a bigger range of motion so you can move better and keep your balance more, which is great for older folks trying not to take a spill, and it also helps you stand up straighter. The right stretches can loosen up tight muscles so you're not all hunched over and sore. And getting that blood pumping from some good stretches brings more circulation to your muscles so they stay healthy and keep working right. So adding some stretches throughout the day makes it easier to do stuff around the house without getting quite so achy and tired. The looser you are, the less it wears you out. It's not all about touching your toes or doing splits. Stretching makes your whole body work better in all kinds of ways. Maintaining mobility as an older adult can be super tough. Our bodies change a lot as we get up there in years, making it way harder to stay active and move around like we used to. But with the right self-care and workouts, we can keep our muscles and joints strong to push back against those changes. And staying mobile takes effort when you're older, no doubt about it. But keeping up healthy habits now means our bodies will stay stronger for longer as we age. And it's not just our muscles that benefit. Stretching helps control blood sugar and can even make you feel less stressed. Balance exercises are clutch for preventing falls too, since they improve overall strength and stability. For older folks especially, stretching makes a huge difference in staying on your feet. Deciding when to stretch depends on how active you are. If you routinely exercise by walking, jogging, or other stuff, stretch after your workout when your muscles are warm and loose. Do a 5-minute warm-up before the exercise too. Stretching afterwards maximizes the good effects. If you're not doing a specific workout that day, you can stretch anytime. But to help remember, morning or evening might work best, and still walk around a few minutes beforehand so your muscles aren't cold and tight. The walking loosens them up but isn't the same as stretching.